Listen up, recruits! I'm Gunnery Sergeant Felix Lubezki, host of SL Tonight, delivering EC war stories straight from the front lines of fear. Dive into twisted battlefield tales where heroes meet horror, soldiers battling unimaginable foes, betrayed comrades, striking shadows, and costly victories. Inspired by classic EC comics, each episode drags you into terrorist trenches with gut-punching twists. Got the guts? Stick around. In war, survival's no guarantee. Fall in for tonight's tale. Listen up, maggots. This is Felix Lubezki on SL Tonight, and tonight we're storming the trenches with EC Comics Raw War Tales from Two-Fisted Tales issue number 18, straight out of December 1950. No glory, no bull, just the gritty truth from Harvey Kurtzman and the Masters. If you think adventure's a game, these stories will set you straight. Lock and load. Let's read. Gold. The lust for gold. As long as men have roamed the earth, the curse of gold has thrived, like an irresistible plague, invading the furthest corner where there is man. And this is the real villain of our tale, gold, and the power lust it generates. Ah, look at them! Hundreds of them lining the shore waving at us and at point-blank range. Ah, gunner, make ready, your match to fire. Come back with us, back to the 16th century. In the New World, we find ourselves in the age of discovery and conquest. It is in this age that Captain Juan Alvarado, by commission of the Spanish king, sails his ships into the Gulf of Campeche off the coast of Mexico. Fire! Boom, 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 boom. Quickly, brave Spaniards, we must follow up our offense. No quarter to the heathen savages. Forward in the king's name. Diablo, look at this city. What a jewel. There will be many prizes here. Come, men, forward. We will make that central temple our fort. No mercy to any heathen savage that has the misfortune of crossing our path. Yaha! I, Juan Alvarado, now the ruler of this city, and in all its treasures are mine! Naha! Mine! We have won the city without the loss of a single Spaniard. Now that we have broken the backs of the savages, let us reap the spoils of conquest. Forward, cavaliers! Loot! Plunder! Anything is ours for the taking. Open up, in the name of the King of Spain. Speak, heathen! Where is your gold? Your jewels? Kill the dog and look for yourself, Francisco. He can't understand a word you say. See, Lieutenant Velasquez, this is how you deal with savages. You strike a terrible surprise blow, and before they can recover their wits, you crush them, and their city is yours, without the loss of a single Spaniard. And this pile of booty is but a small part of the treasure the city holds. This is just the beginning. And so, the city is occupied. Supplies are brought in. Embrasures are cut into the terraces of the Telecalli. Cannon are mounted to command the main avenues, and the city is gripped firmly in the mailed fist of the invader. For Juan Alvarado and his officers, the time has passed away in wild revelry. And this is the life, eh, Velasquez? What you want, you can have, with the sword, the conqueror. Captain Alvarado! Who are you, soldier, that you dare invade the officers' quarters? Captain, sir, the Indian king has come out of hiding and wishes to see you. Captain Alvarado, you have come to our peaceful city, bringing death and destruction to my people. Why have you come here? What is it you want of us? We come from a noble country across the sea, a country that will teach your people about civilization. But meanwhile, our country needs gold. Gold enough to fill this room, and there will be no trouble if you help us get it. Now tell me, King, do you think you can cooperate? You are like insects swarming on honey. You are flies who think you have conquered the fly trap. Come, no metaphors. Will you help us or won't you? What is your answer? Here is my answer. Hold him! Hold this uncivilized swine! Let this be a lesson in good manners for you uncultured dogs. Captain, Captain, come quickly! Following the excited courier up to a guard post, Captain Alvarado and his officers come upon a spine-chilling sight. What has happened here? Where are the guards from this post? They have been kidnapped. And look, Captain, the fires are on the burning at the sacrificial altar on the high Huxapulchal temple. My men? Sacrificing my men? There will be a night for those dirty heathens to remember. Call out the cavalry! Sound the alarm! The gates are thrown open and the cavalry sweeps into the streets across the dark square, only to be met by a hail of spears, arrows, and stones from the terraces above them. Back to the fort, cavaliers! We will deal with them in the morning when daylight comes. In the morning, the foot soldiers and the arquebusiers sally forth. But the city is deserted. The ashes in the grisly sacrificial temple are cold. Set fire to everything. Leave not a single timber standing. But even with the city in ruins, the Indians continue their phantom night attacks. The enemy is invisible and only encountered from ambush. Weeks pass. The men are tired. They want to go home. Tempers are raw. Castilian dog, I'll track you to cheat at cards. I'll teach you to cheat at cards. It is not long before disease, deadliest enemies of armies, stalks the camp. Another one gone, eh? Well, cremate him in his gear like the others. Captain Alvarado, not content with the gold he has found, sits by himself and broods. Captain Alvarado, 1,000 pardons, but you must give me some word to take to the men. They want to go home. They are sick and weary. Our forces are depleted and we'll be lucky to make it back to the ships. Milk-fed coward! Have you turned woman? We are the conquerors here. We came for gold, and until we get it, lots of it, we're not leaving. Captain, arm yourself. Thousands of them streaming out of the jungle. The savages, they're attacking. Even then, a swarm of angry warriors are pouring through a bloody gap in the west wall of the armored temple. Before the cannon can be swung round to face the invaders, the artillerymen are overcome. No quarter is asked, and no quarter is given. Captain Alvarado and his personal guards have barricaded themselves behind a heavy door, but not for long. Hold them, brave Spaniards! Let them taste our steel! The door gives way, and a horde of yelling Indians go up the stairway after the leader of the Spaniards. Up the stone stairway goes the Spanish captain, up to the very top, to the altar of the sun god. Stand back, you heathens! Listen, I am your conqueror. My country will send many more soldiers to punish you. Stand back, lest I cut you all to pieces. But Juan Alvarado is too frozen with fear to really use his sword, and his last sight on earth is of a terrible Monquihuiti war club, which comes crashing down on his head as he leans against the sacrificial altar of the Indian sun god. And so the violent career of Juan Alvarado, the conqueror, is ended. His body lies broken at the base of the temple, where from the highest parapet it has been thrown. Peace descends on the city, and the invaders lie rotting in the sun like so many dead flies. For they were, indeed, flies. Conquering flies, flies who had conquered the flypaper. And that was in Conquest. Just Conquest. On to Hong Kong Intrigue. I stood on the terrace outside my hotel room, puffing an American cigarette. This is Hong Kong from up here. Don't look half bad. Suddenly a flash of light on the next balcony caught my eye. Someone's hiding in the shadows with a knife. He was Chinese. He hadn't noticed me come out on my terrace. His evil slanting eyes were glued on the occupant of the next hotel room. He was opening the door. The stillness of the oriental night was shattered by a piercing scream. That was enough for me. I vaulted the separating wall. That's a girl he's after. A pretty blonde, her eyes wide with terror, was cringing against the wall. I lunged. Knives are dangerous toys, Buster! I caught him completely by surprise. The knife clattered across the floor as he went down. And I don't like guys who bully women. I drove my fist into his pudgy face again and again. This ought to leave an impression on you. The force of my blows sent the beggar crashing through the glass balcony doors. He melted into the shadows and was gone. I went back inside. The girl was sobbing on the bed. Lucky thing I spotted the wretch, or else she'd been goner by now, honey. Oh, thank you, Mr. King, Greg King. You call me Greg. Maybe you'd better tell me what this is all about. Yeah, sit down. Perhaps you can help me. I have no one to turn to. My name is Carol Stanton. Slowly, Carol's story unfolded. And when my father obtained the proof, he came to Hong Kong to bring the information to the authorities. Where is your father? They kidnapped him. I don't know whether he's still alive or not, and now they want to silence me. What can I do? Where can I go? They follow me everywhere. You say your father can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that the northern rebels are taking orders directly from a foreign power. Yes, but only he knows where the evidence is hidden. Then let's go. We gotta rescue him. The fate of all of East Asia depends upon it. I know where we can begin. The Blue Dragon Cafe. That's where Father went the night he disappeared. We took a rickshaw to the Blue Dragon Cafe. It was an evil-looking place, smoke-filled and dimly lit. We sat at a table in the rear. Keep your eyes open, Carol. Look, Greg. I followed her glance. It was the slant-eyed devil that had attacked her with a knife. He was looking through a curtained door at the rear of the cafe. Let's go, Carol. We'll follow him. I'm right behind you, Greg. We stepped through the curtained doorway and found ourselves in a dark alley in the rear of the cafe. There he goes into that building. Come on, Carol. It was a gloomy, deserted warehouse. The Chinaman we were following was nowhere around. Look, Greg, a light coming from under the door. Quiet now. Let's see if we can hear what's going on. We crept silently towards the door. A feeling of uneasiness came over me. Suddenly, Greg, look out! I don't know how many of them there were. I started swinging. I felt my fist crunching bones and tearing flesh. One of them had a knife. I felt a searing pain as it tore into my sleeve. Then the ceiling seemed to fall in on me. When I came to, I found myself on the floor of a dingy room. Carol was bending over the huddled form of an old man. It's Father. Look what they've done to him. I didn't tell them. He had taken a lot of punishment. His face and body were bruised and cut. He motioned to us to bend closer. I can't hold on much longer. The papers are in a kerosene lamp. Blue Dragon Cafe. Hid them where they... He's dead, Carol. She threw herself across his limp form and wept. I looked around for a means of escape. No window, only that one door. Just then the door opened, and an obscenely fat Oriental entered, followed by 2 armed guards. He is dead. Too bad. And we'll have to get information from you, Miss Stanton. You dirty beast, I won't tell anything. The fat one garbled some orders in Chinese to the guards, and they moved in. Stay where you are, mister. You'll see how we extract information from pretty frail women. The 2 guards grabbed Carol. I had seen enough. He said she isn't going to tell. Crack! The fat one was pulling a gun from his kimono, but a well-planted kick changed his mind. I picked up the gun that Fat Boy had so kindly dropped and took Carol's hand. Come on, Carol, it's getting hot in here. We darted out of the door. A hallway led to a flight of stairs. This way out. Greg, look out! At the top of the stairs, a figure stood, a hatchet in his raised hand. Hate to spoil your fun, Georgie. The bullet stopped him right between his eyes. He toppled past us down the stairs. Hope you like your trip. Another appeared. He flung himself at us, brandishing a knife. The gun blast caught him full in the face. Fat Boy and the 2 guards were after us as we came out into the alley. Go get those papers from the lamp in the cafe, Carol. I'll take care of these plunks. Yes, Greg. I slipped into the shadows of the doorway and waited. They came on the run. As they neared the spot, I stuck out my foot. How clumsy of me. 3 of them went down in a heap, and my bun gut quieted their objections. Carol came up as I was going through Fat Boy's wallet. I have the papers, Greg. They were there where Father said he hid them. Look at this, Carol. That boy's a real prize. The obese Oriental was a foreign spy. I grabbed him by his collar and dragged him to the street. What do you say? What's going on here? You'll find a few boys back there in the alley and in that warehouse, officer. I'm taking this one to the consulate personally. And at the consulate, these papers are of extreme importance, Miss Stanton. I'm sending them on to the proper governmental department. Your father will not have died in vain. Your father and you and Mr. King here have rendered a great service to China and to the world. Carol slipped her arm in mine. I really don't know how I can thank you, Greg. Don't try, Carol. Back at the hotel, we stood on the terrace and looked out over Hong Kong. You know, Greg, from up here, it doesn't look half bad. Nowhere have I heard that before. Rescue. John Crandall watched the pirate chieftain herding the women towards the rail, and he seethed with anger at himself for not being able to help those who had been taken captive with him. Through the swirling mist which enveloped them, he was still able to catch a fleeting glimpse of the man-of-war sailing away from the pirate ship. But with his wrist bound so tightly behind his back, there was nothing he could do to attract its attention as it moved away across the choppy water. The almost impenetrable log had become an ally of the pirates, shielding them from the searching rescue ship. John Crandall heard a shrill scream and whirled in time to see the beautiful girl with the screaming blonde hair rush to the rail. Desperately, she entreated the disappearing man-of-war and returned to their aid. Two of the pirates leaped forward and dragged the girl from the rail, twisting her arms until she whimpered with pain. The pirate chieftain slapped her viciously across the face, and the girl slithered to the deck. John Crandall saw the burly pirates who had been guarding him race to their captain's side. In that instant, he raised his hands behind his back and began rubbing the leather thongs back and forth across the iron railing. If only they'd left him alone for another minute, he'd be free. He felt the fibers parting behind him, and still unobserved, he moved towards the circle of pirates surrounding the girl. He was in their midst. Before they knew anything had gone wrong, with a tremendous blow, he sent the grizzled chieftain sprawling across the deck. Before the befuddled pirates had a chance to organize their attack against him, he sent a marling spike hurtling towards them. They scattered, and in a moment of confusion, he pushed the iron powder ram into the muzzle of the nearest cannon. John Crandall touched a flame to the cannon and saw the pirates turn and flee in every direction. He cupped his hands around his mouth and shouted for the captain to run to the stern of the ship. He was about to follow them when he saw the blonde girl still stretched on the deck. He raced her aside, and at that moment he heard the first rumblings from the cannon. There wasn't enough time to carry her to safety. He crouched beside her, shielding her body with his own. John Crandall was conscious of a tremendous explosion which rocked the ship. When he looked up, he saw that the gun had blown up as he had hoped, and the noise and fiery powder burst had attracted the attention of the man-of-war, which was turning and racing back toward them. He stood up and watched the pirates jumping desperately from the damaged ship. He was conscious of a cool hand resting on his arm, and he turned and saw the blonde girl smiling gratefully at him. He reached out and placed his hands on her waist in order to steady her, and their lips met lingering. John Crandall wasn't aware that the sailors from the man-of-war had boarded the pirate ship and the rescue was complete. He wasn't aware of anything, except the girl with the streaming blonde hair there in his arms. And that was rescue. On to revolution. Revolutions are as common as rainstorms in the tiny states of Central America. This is the tale of one incident in a local blitzkrieg. The main characters are Clay Hill, professional soldier, and Bullet Hunter, who values human life in dollars and cents. This is a study of that strong breed of men who thrive on danger. The story of revolution. One night on a train puffing its tedious way south from the Canal Zone. Bullet, it sure is great to run into you again like this. I haven't seen you since you risked your neck to save my life in China. Seems like centuries since we flew together in the Tigers. Heading for Cororota, too. So a good little war and fast buck appeals to you as much as me, Clay. Still the same old bullet, I see. As a matter of fact, I'm not getting in this for money. I just want to see that little fascist Bovar put out of circulation. I thought you'd gotten over being a hypocrite, Clay. You don't have to pretend with me. It's no act, Bullet. I think that a man should fight for what he believes in, and I always will. When the train arrives in Cororoda, the dispute is far from settled. I agree, Clay. A man should fight for what he believes in. Then why do you live the way you do? Because I believe in me, Clay. That's why I've lived as long as I have. I've developed a philosophy. Yankee piss eat my girl. And what is your philosophy, Bullet? Enjoy this life, son. You'll be a long time dead. I take it you're fighting for San Sonores? Of course. Then this is goodbye, Clay. I'm hired out to Bovar. That puts us on opposite sides, Bullet. Looks that way, Clay. Well, good luck, Bullet. But I hope I never see that blasted red flying helmet of yours in one of Bovar's crates. I'd hate to have to fight you. The two friends part. Later at General Bovar's headquarters. General Bovar, Bullet Hunter reporting for duty. Welcome, Hunter. I have heard about you. This is why I hired you. I need men like you, Senor. Men who fly and fight for a price. I hope you will be happy with this. I'm sure I will be, General, especially at the rate of 500 bolivaros a day. These are Air Force, Hunter. What? Only 5 beaten up planes? See, but rumors are that San Sonores has but one plane. We've seen no sign of it as yet. Well, I think I'll like it here. A few days later, after amorous adventures of the local talent, Bullet dons his famous red flying helmet for his first mission. This is too easy. See, why does Bovar pay such a fortune for our services when the opposition is so weak? Don't judge too soon, this smells like a trap to me. Set him up in the center alley. Look what he's coming. Caramba! What kind of plane is that? Don't yell over the intercom. Yo! Hello, Bullet. Bail out while I polish off your buddies. That you, Clay? How'd you spot me? By your helmet, of course. Now get out of that plane. I don't want to shoot you down. No dice. I don't want to fight you, Clay, and I know you'll probably knock me off, but I can't give up. I get paid to fight. You don't stand a chance. I'm giving you one last warning. That plane is dangerous to us, and I'm going to destroy it. Bail out. Sorry, lad. No can do. I'll have to clip your leg. Literally. Clay endangered his own life destroying my plane without harming me. I'm going to quit this mess before one of us gets hurt at the hands of the other. Hours later, after struggling back through dense undergrowth to Bovar's headquarters, Bovar, I quit. I'll wash my hands of this whole rotten setup. So the brave Mr. Hunter is nothing but a coward. You lose my planes and now you want to run. Listen, Bovar, nobody calls Bullet Hunter a coward. If I get that jet for you, it'll make up for those crates you lost, right? See, senor. Okay, but after that, we're even. And I'm through, understand? After days in the steaming jungle, a raiding party of Bovar's men, led by Bullet Hunter, spots its objective. There it is, spread out, open fire! See, kill the dogs! Look out, senor. It is a machine gun. Duck, get to cover! We're stymied. They got the whole field covered with that machine gun. I'm gonna knock it out. Follow me, men. Charge! Bing! Clay! Gets into the plane. Later at Bovar's headquarters. Hunter to Bovar, come in. Hunter, then you were successful. Yeah, I was successful. I got your jet for you. And in doing your dirty job, I just killed Clay Hill, the best friend I ever had. So I'm delivering your plane right in your lap. No, Senor Hunter, you... Now on to Mutiny. Our story opens in a sleazy bar near the waterfront, where the thieves, murderers, and carefree seamen mingle in an effort to forget the monotony of the living. For this is Port Elizabeth, South Africa. And when the captain got paid a fortune in diamonds, he gave us a bonus. Good man, that captain. Nice lad. You had enough, Hawkins. Come on now. Captain wants to shove off by midnight. We gotta get aboard. We'll leave the noisy bar and walk deserted, sweltering alleys, unaware that they're being followed. Yes, sir, a fortune in diamonds. Close your hatch. You ought to know better than to shoot off your mouth around here. The battle was short and bitter. Search are closed. Some identification will tell us what ship they're off. The captain will need 3 new men, and we're aboard and out to sea. Ha ha ha, I get it, Hook. Then we go after the bag of diamonds. Sometime later, Captain Steve Cutter, skipper of the Shark, faces 3 men who have just come aboard. Looking for work, eh? Well, I do need a crew. Can't wait any longer for the men I had. Okay, I'll sign you on. And so Captain Cutter pushes out to sea, alone with 3 vicious men who covet his fabulous bag of diamonds. 3 days out finds the Shark on course with mutiny in the hearts of its crew. Now's the time. Lash the wheel, Skeever. We'll overpower Captain Cutter and make him tell where the diamonds are. There, I made the log entry. Oh, somebody at the door. Hey! Grab him, mates! Hold him, you idiots! This'll take the fight out of him. He'll tell where the diamonds are, and quick. Hook, you've been beating him for 2 hours. If he hasn't talked by now, he never will. Blast you, Cutter! Tell us where the diamonds are. You've hidden them somewhere aboard the ship. But last time, tell us where. Alright, make ready a lifeboat. We'll see how this fool likes being set adrift without provisions. Then we'll search this tub from stem to stern. That'll teach a blasted numbskull. But to show I got a good heart, I'll let him have some food. Ha! Skeever, get a sack of flour from the galley. Flour tastes good, especially with salt water. Here, Hook, here's the flour. There you are, Captain. Eat hearty. Alright now, Skeever and I'll start looking for the diamonds. Crank, you man the wheel. Put about for Port Elizabeth and keep her steady as she goes. Right. Sure, Hook, sure. Night falls silently around the small vessel, and Hook and Skeever return to the wheel. Any look, Hook? No, and on top of it, the wind's dying. We're liable to be calmed. What in blazes? Crank, you stupid knucklehead. I told you to keep her steady as she goes. Wait a minute, Hook. I ain't no good at navigating. Sat, I ought to break you in half. You've been sailing in circles. Meanwhile, Captain Cutter is still drifting in the lifeboat. He's been unconscious, but now his head clears and vague forms take shape. My head? Where? I'm in a lifeboat. Strange, what am I doing here? Right into the stern of the ship. Shark's becalmed. I have to get back aboard. No one's going to take over my ship while I can help it. Uh-oh, there's Crank. Hope he didn't turn around. This ought to make you pretty cranky. Crank! What? Who's that? Look, I heard a splash. So did I. Come on, let's go topside. If that fool Crank is fouled up again, I'll murder him. Crank! Where are you? He doesn't answer, Hook. Well, look for him. You take the stern, I'll search for. Whoop, splash. Skeever! What happened? Answer me! Blast you, Skeever. If you're playing games with me, so help me, I'll kill you. Come on now. I was only kidding. I won't hurt you. Come out. I don't like being alone. You're not alone, Hook. Skeever? Cutter! Why you puny? I'll rip you to pieces. Don't bet on that. My hands aren't tied this time. Thunk. Ha! I got you now, Cutter. You filthy bilge rat. I won't kill you, Cutter, if you tell me where you hid the diamonds. Tell me. No. Tell me. Never. Punk. Cutter. No more, please. No more. Just one more, Hook. Just one. Boosh. Takes a bag of flour. Rips it open. Pulls out the bag of diamonds. The bag of flour that he threw on the lifeboat. The end. Well, that's a wrap on this battlefield briefing, troops. Felix Lubezki signing off from SL tonight after diving into Two-Fisted Tales issue number 18. Remember, these EC stories aren't just ink, they're lessons from the front line. If you survive this, hit subscribe, drop a comment on your favorite kill shot, and gear up for the next time with issue number 19. Dismissed!